when you saw the murderer at the time, you couldn't even tell if it was Maya Fey or not. Am I correct? Well, you see...
Order! Order! Miss Hart, you are here to present accurate testimony.
Yeah, sorry. Good. This shifts things back to my side. For a defense lawyer, your defense is terribly lacking, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Witness, think back to when those two entered the channeling chamber. When they entered, one of those people that entered the chamber was Maya Fey, correct? Yeah, that's right. Yeah, it was Maya that went in.
It looks like we've come to a collective conclusion. The person in the picture is certainly Maya Fey.
Exactly. Rats. I'm trapped like one. Again. Hey, this is the last statement. Are you absolutely certain of that? Sure am. That old witch chased us out of the room, so... Old witch? Does she mean Morgan Fey? Well, there was no one else in there, and you know it. The channeling chamber is very dark, almost pitch black. Is there really no one else there? What about behind the folding screen, behind the door, or under the flooring? Yuzem about ready to fall asleep soon. I guess, what do you want to pick? You want to pick behind the folding screen, behind the door, or under the flooring?
Folding screen.
Alright, what about you, Bonnie?
Let me see here. Let's see. Let me think about it. Let me think about this for a second.
Alright, well, pretty much like, yeah, just think, just picture that channeling chamber back in your mind real quick. And pretty much just think, like, where would be,
behind the folding screen.
Alright, we'll do the folding screen. What about behind the folding screen? Did you check back there? Brett Given? What in the... Brett Given? You know, you reckon? That's a given. I took me one good look around the room. Ain't no way anyone was hanging out behind that folding screen. Hi, Judge.
If I may have a word with you, Miss Hart.
What? You got a problem?
We're given. I mean, I am having a little difficulty understanding you. I would stop saying...
Now then, Mr. Phoenix Wright, do you see a problem with the testimony, or don't you? Just as I thought. There's nothing wrong with her testimony. I was with her, so I know she's telling the truth. Hi, Judge.
Enough! Seems there are no issues with Mrs. Hart's testimony.
At the time of the crime, only two people were in the channeling chamber. The victim, Dr. Turner Gray, and the defendant, Maya Fey. Hi, Judge.
The face of the defendant cannot be verified in this picture. However, if we think about the circumstances, it would have to be the defendant.
What am I going to do if I just let this go? Hi, Judge. Barney, you want... Oh, go ahead.
I'll take over, yeah.
Alright, go ahead, Barney.
Alright, I'll fill it. No worries.
What is it, Mr. Wright? You look as if you have something to say.
If I make one wrong move here, I'm gonna have the judge against me. Is there anything I can present that would prove that it's not Maya in the photo? Do we have evidence, or pretty much we can't present evidence yet?
Can't present evidence yet.
Alrighty.
Well, Mr. Wright?
Nothing, Your Honor. That's very smart of you, Mr. Phoenix Wright. You really should give up trying to prove this is not Maya Fey. I didn't say anything about giving up. I just don't have the right piece of evidence to prove my argument.
That's enough.
Is this it? Is this all I could do?
I think it is quite obvious to this court that a verdict of not guilty is not possible.
I told you. Totally 100% impossible.
Miss Montgomery, do you have any further questions for this witness?
Oh, sorry. Sorry about that, Your Honor. Having established the defendant's skill, further questioning won't be needed.
What about the defense? No further questions, I presume?
I couldn't protect Maya. The defense...
Phoenix, you can't make that kind of face. A lawyer is someone who smiles, no matter how bad it gets.
Mia. Hello!
I guess I made it just in time. What did you say?
You. The pearls!
Her clothes are a bit small, but let's not talk about that right now.
Yeah, I mean, like, let's just say there's a reason I'm folded on my arms right now.
Anyway, what are you waiting for, Phoenix? Let's go.
But how? She already taken away every advantage.
The advantage is still in your hand. Think carefully. One more time. What about what you saw in the channeling chamber? Do you remember what you told me yesterday?
I'll even take this part over for this. Dr. Gray! I was murdered. What? Lotta, at a time like this... Times like this are perfect for snapping up shots.
You see, there is one final piece to this puzzle.
Yep.
Question Lotta one more time, Phoenix. I don't know if she's doing it unconsciously or on purpose, but she's not testifying truthfully.
Now then, this court would like to end the cross-examination period.
Please wait, Your Honor. The defense would like to request that the witness testify one more time.
Overruled. I'm afraid you're too late, Mr. Wright. The cross-examination has already ended. Furthermore, any other...
It's fine. I'll allow another testimony. Of our Commerce case is perfect, absolutely flawless. And what did you say, Your Honor? And what better time than this? And what better time than this for you to see that?
But I mean, I have someplace I must go after this. All right, I'll allow it. Miss Hart, hurry and give us another testimony.
Well, heck, what am I supposed to talk about? Please tell us once more what happened when you burst into the channeling chamber. Okay, you got it.
See? You got through the judge somehow, right?
Well, actually, it was Valkarma's whip that got through to him. When we broke into that room, all I could focus on was Maya. I was, kind of scared of the dead body, so I didn't take a good look at it. I'm really bad when it comes to blood and ghosts and stuff. But I still managed to point my camera at Maya and take a shot.
Nothing sounds different from before.
Some parts of her testimony were very vague. I should pressure on those sections. Struggle all you like as you taste the bitterness of your defeat. Well, amuse me with your useless questions, Mr. Phoenix Wright. I'm waiting. Alright, so there's only one statement that you need to press in this cross-examination. So pretty much, yeah, if you never in the flashback scene, she did take some pictures, but she pretty much it was definitely more than one picture, so press this one. 2, right? 2 what? 2 shots. You took 2 shots!
But only one has been submitted as evidence.
Miss Hart, where's that other picture you've been withholding? No, you got it all wrong. It's not me. I didn't mean anything bad. I know I could be a little mean, but I ain't evil. Well, at least she knows herself.
Then why have you not shown this other picture to the court yet?
Well, it ain't obvious. The prosecutor woman told me to shut my trap about it. What? But Karma!
Miss Von Karma, you were hiding critical evidence.
Unforgivable, Von Karma. Suppressing evidence like this? You're as bad as your father. You want to confront her or just leave it to the judge?
Let me think about this. Let me think about this very carefully.
I mean, because Phoenix looks like he's pretty angry. But I mean, like, it's up to you.
Let's confront her. Let's
Alright.
fucking confront her.
Let's go, bitches.
Your Honor, the defense asks that Prosecutor Von Karma be held in contempt of court.
Well, yeah.
Me, in contempt of court? You can't be serious. But you hid evidence from the court on purpose. That's not fair.
Phoenix, are you a lawyer or a school child?
Ugh, so angry, I lost my composure.
Miss Von Karma, would you care to explain yourself to this court?
I thought this picture was not important, and thus felt no need to submit it. That's all. How can you think? The pictures were more or less the same, so why bother with the second? I mean, it's just so much more trouble than it's worth for me to submit this as evidence. More trouble than it's worth? How can you say that? If you want to see it that badly, I'll submit it. Hey, here's photo number 2, another picture taken at the murder scene. And here's the picture in question.
Holy shit! That's not Maya.
I mean, yeah, it definitely does not look like Maya. It definitely does look like another person. I mean, pretty much, I mean, like, to be honest, no joke, like, when you said holy shit, like, pretty much, at first I thought you were gonna say, holy shit, pretty much, at first I thought you were gonna say, holy shit, is her breast on her period as well, too?
I wasn't gonna say that. I was just gonna say, holy shit, the face looks different.
I mean, it does. It definitely does.
And well, anyway.
What is this? What is this picture?
It's obviously the second picture the witness took that day at the scene of the crime. Well, it's a little off-center, but that's what you get with a nervous amateur.
I think the important point here is the person in this picture. This is most definitely not Maya Fey. What is the meaning of this?
This might be the break I was looking for. Now, should I or should I not insist that the person in this picture is not Maya? You want to drop the issue or insist it's not Maya?
No, keep going.
Alright, you want to insist then?
Yeah.
Alright. Your Honor, as you can plainly see, the person in this picture is not Maya Fey.
Yes, I see that. It's just not her face. Her whole body has taken on a different appearance.
There's only one conclusion that could be drawn then. That somehow this other person snuck in and traded places with the defendant.
Order. Well, yes, I believe you are correct, Mr. Wright. The person who was inside the channeling chamber was not Maya Fey.
Mia, we did it!
You're too soft.
Huh?
You're softer than on Morgan's strawberry desserts, Phoenix. Take a look at Prosecutor Von Karma's face.
She's smiling. I think you had better continue to worry, Mr. Phoenix Wright.
Miss Von Karma, what do you mean by that?
Your Honor, I would like you to take a look at this picture. This was taken yesterday at the detention center's visitors room. This is Mr. Phoenix Wright and the defendant, Maya Fey, during his visit.
Maya Fey? But isn't this a totally different
And who the fuck took this picture anyway?
Well, I mean, to be fair, there are cameras in the detention center and such, so yeah, I mean, like, to be honest, like, yeah, that's a detail that sometimes I keep on forgetting. But yeah, there are cameras taken in the detention center, so pretty much, like, yeah, we can't rule out the possibility that, like, pretty much the camera probably, like, recorded us and such while we were having the conversation.
Fair enough.
She looks this way because she is obviously in the middle of channeling a spirit. By the way, Mr. Phoenix Wright, isn't there a spirit right next to you? You saw nothing.
We don't talk about my clothes. We don't talk about my clothes, okay?
Everyone, please look away from the big honkers, okay? She's trying to cover up, all right?
It's unbelievable that she can.
Yet it is the truth. When Maya Fey is in that state, she physically changes into the person she's calling.
Miss Montgomery, a word, if I may.
Yeah?
Taking pictures of someone during a private session is illegal.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
But just wait. Just wait for Von Karma's little counterattack.
Surely you must know that the picture can't be submitted as evidence.
Obviously, I know this picture is illegal, but I never intended to submit it as evidence in the first place. Where is she? From the moment I showed this picture to the court, this case became all mine. After all, this image has now been forever burned into the judge's mind. Holy shit, look at those airbox. I don't even have a single witty line, except for the person voicing me.
It looks like we've been had.
I don't claim to understand this, and I still cannot believe it. Are you saying that this person is the defendant, Maya Fey?
I give up here. The trial will end. But if I slip up and say something wrong, it'll cost me. Is there any way I can prove that the person in this picture is not Maya? Can we prove it? We can always take a look at the court record too, if you want.
Let me think about it first before we
Okay.
move on.
Alright, okay, so one thing I will, alright, if you want me to give you a little hint, I will.
I can prove it.
Alright, let's do it. Your Honor?
Oh, the fire has returned to your eyes, I see.
This picture. Within this picture lies a critical contradiction to all the testimony up until now.
A contradiction?
So, you think you've spotted a problem with this picture? Then earn your keep. Why don't you point out exactly what's so strange about this picture for the court? So what do you think is strange?
Let me see it up close. Hold on, because
Alright. Don't see that up close, though.
the sleeve. First of all, where is the bullet hole? There's no bullet hole.
That is a little strange. Where is that bullet hole in the sleeve? And by the way, real quick, make sure you're pointing the sleeve. Do not point her arm because they will not count that. So, yeah, make sure it's at least somewhere around this area. So let's do this. Please direct your attention here.
To the sleeve? But there isn't anything odd about it.
And that is exactly what is so odd. Something that should be there is suddenly missing. Should be there. Ah! there was a bullet hole in the sleeve of the defendant's costume. If that's the case, then it should be in this picture as well.
Miss Von Karma, you intended to hide this valuable piece of evidence? You will most certainly be assigned a penalty for this.
Right. This should do some major damage to our argument.
Don't celebrate yet.
You like to bring the mood down, don't you?
Take a look at Miss Montgomery's face. You know the bullshit by now, Phoenix.
She's got to considering grand plastered all over her face again. Jumping the gun again, I see. Your Honor, I would like to extend an apology on behalf of those incompetent fools.
What do you mean? And what incompetent fools?
If those fools down in the precinct hadn't missed the bullet hole, I would have gone and report about it. As I didn't, I could not have known that this picture was of any value to this case.
I see.
She's lying through her teeth. I know it. That woman knew everything. The bullet hole, the picture, everything.
But you can't prove that. Francisco Montgomery's idea of a perfect case is quite fascinating, don't you think?
Your Honor, you need not worry. If you must assign a penalty, I'll personally make sure that detective gets what's coming. I'm sure there will be a great gnashing of teeth at his next salary discussion. Poor Gumshoe.
In any case, this is a very big problem. When the defendant was taken into custody, her costume had a bullet hole in its sleeve. However, from this photo, it would appear that right after the shooting, there was none.
This is your chance, Phoenix. All you've got to do this one shot, alright?
Got it! Watch this, Maya. Your Honor? There's only one logical explanation for this contradiction. The picture's a fake, the bullet hole was made later, or the shooter is someone else.
The shooter is someone else, easily.
The defendant's sleeve had a bullet hole in it. However, this person clearly does not. There can only be one explanation. The person who shot Dr. Gray was not the defendant, but a different person altogether. What?
Order. If order is not restored, I will suspend this goddamn trial.
Yeah! Why me? The defense's argument is a complete mess. A complete mess? I fail to see how. Please enlighten us. Oh, hey, witness! Ah! What the heck? Is there any way to ask a gal a favor? Be quiet, Joe! You were the one who said it was only the two of them when you entered the room. Well, you know, if you were lying, I swear that my whip will be the last thing you see. Look, sis, you're looking mighty scared, so why don't we say, I swear, I wasn't lying or nothing. There wasn't anyone else in there, honest. So see, now riddle me this, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Where did the defendant find his tool, and where did this other woman appear from? Why is it lately all I want to do is cry?
Well, if the person in this picture is not the defendant, then this possesses two very big questions. First, where did the defendant vanish to? And second, where did this person come from?
That's right. Now hurry up and answer, Mr. Phoenix Wright.
Come on, you can't fall apart here, Phoenix, right?
I can't believe that even me is calling me by my full name. But, I mean, how am I supposed to prove something like this? Had enough yet, Mr. Phoenix Wright? Or do you think you have enough in you to turn things around, even now? Turn things around. That's right. You would always turn things around and change your perspective.
Phoenix?
So, where did this intruder appear from? And where did Maya disappear to? I need to look at this situation from a different angle. Let's see. What if before we broke in, the third person was already in the room? And what if Maya had left that room somehow? If I could prove that either one of those contradictions were true,
Mr. Phoenix, Mr. Wright, let's hear what you've come up with.
I think what happened before we forced our way into the channeling chamber is third person entered, Maya had left the room. Huh?
Maya had left the room.
Alrighty. Maya had left the channeling chamber at some point, and the defense can prove this. Oh, how a foolishly fool makes a foolish face while dreaming foolishly foolish dreams. Maya Fey was being looked after by her aunt, Morgan Fey. The chances of her leaving a crime scene is lower than that detective's salary.
Anyway, let's see some evidence. Prove that the murder up to the time of arrest, the defendant... Wait, hold on. Let me read the line again.
Alright, go ahead.
Prove that from the murder up to the time of arrest, the defendant had left the room.
So what's to prove? So what's to prove that from the murder until the time of the arrest, there could have been a chance that Maya left the room.
Ooh, let me think. I'm being sarcastic, by the way. Ooh, let me think. I mean, it could be the key.
Maybe. I mean, it could literally be the key to this whole case, huh? Oh, yeah, take that! Miss Hart, do you remember this key? Well, I've seen it. Hey, that's the channeling chamber key, right? Before the channeling started, Maya locked the door from the inside with that. The defendant, or herself, locked the door? Yeah, that's why we all couldn't get the door open. That key is the only one of its kind, after all.
Oh, one of a kind, you say?
Wait, Mr. Phoenix Wright? Oh, yes? It looks like she's catching on. I'm afraid to ask, but why is that key in your possession?
Huh? What do you mean?
If Maya Fey locked herself in with the key... If Maya Fey locked herself in, then the key should have been with her.
Yes, agreed.
However, she did not have the key at the time of her arrest. Ah, well ain't that a kick? So how come you're holding it? I got this key as a present from a certain little girl. And that little girl was nowhere near the scene of the crime at that time. That's preposterous. This means that Maya Fey must have left the room. If she had not, then I would not be holding this key you see before you. No!
Yes!
It seems we have come to an impasse. This picture has clearly captured the face of the murderer. However, is this person the defendant or not? The defense is arguing that this person is not the defendant. Furthermore, as proof, this key has been submitted as evidence. Ms. Von Karma?
How can this be?
At this point in time, a verdict on the defendant's guilt is not possible.
My perfect case? How is there a flaw in my perfect case? Don't think you've won yet, Mr. Phoenix Wright. I am a prodigy. I have never lost a case. And I don't intend to lose here, in this courtroom, to a fool like you. I don't care what I have to do. I will get my guilty verdict.
That's enough. If you would like to continue, do so in the fucking lobby.
We'll do so in the bed, alright? I don't care what you do in your private life, just don't do it in a courtroom.
Court will reconvene tomorrow at 10 a.m. That is all. Court is adjourned. Get the fuck out of my courtroom.
Yeah, we want to get the fuck out of here. Alright, I missed my dinner date because of you guys.
Wow! That was you, Pearly? You summoned my sis?
Yes, I felt I had no choice.
Great going, Pearly. I knew you were special. Hey, Nick, did you know?
Yeah. It's not like anyone else in there could have done that.
Nick? I know you're trying really hard and all, but I really don't remember ever leaving that room.
And I don't think that a third person could have gone into that room. Yeah. Well, at least we have until tomorrow to figure things out. Like, what happened to that room, for instance?
Yeah, I'm counting on you.
I envy the two of you.
Oh, by the way, Nick, do you think you can take back Pearly back home for me?
Sure. Alright, Pearls. You ready to go buy some tickets? Huh? A ticket? Poor thing. So sheltered. To be continued. And yep. Alrighty, so pretty much it's gonna be a very short, well actually not too short and such, but pretty much like yeah, it's gonna be like a 30-minute short session and everything, cause, yeah, honestly, like, even if we, wanted to and everything, the next investigation is still gonna take, like, a very long while, like, another, pretty much like another hour-long investigation, so I think it's best that we save that for next session and such. But, pretty much like, yeah, that was the first day in trial, so pretty much, we were able to find some answers and everything, but Maya's still not off the hook just yet. Right now we have presented a possibility that someone else could have entered the room. Now we just need to figure out how, how that was done and such. So hopefully within the next session and everything, we'll be able to find some answers with the second day investigation. So, pretty much, Barney, your thoughts on, Reunion and Turnabout so far after this trial?
Okay. So far, the trial itself, I will admit, this is the first time I'm gonna say this. The trial itself was kind of. Let me find the perfect word for it.
I will admit,
50,
I will admit, for the first
50,
trial,
50.
it is. Pretty much, I will admit, for the first trial, it is a bit lacking and such. I will admit that.
Yeah, because the problem is, we all know Gumshoe's always going to be the first one to testify, and we know where this is going, And honestly, even Lotta was kind of bland, in terms of the testimony and everything like that.
Yeah, I will admit that, like, at least in terms of like this courtroom and everything, pretty much like, and honestly, that is the big flaw with like some of the first day in trials and everything. It's really just more like, excuse me. Pretty much it really is just more like setting up the trial and everything, and pretty much like a recapping of what we already learned so far and such. And pretty much it's like putting together the piece of evidence that we already have in our possession, and try to see like Mia said, try to see if we can turn things around and present and make a new theory and everything. Which, yeah, like I said, sometimes the first trials could be like hit and miss and everything. Just all depends on like. How it's written and pretty much like how it's being executed. I will admit, like, in terms of witnesses, like both Gumshoes and even Lotta's testimonies, like, were not really all too memorable and everything. Like, honestly, at least to me, the only memorable part, at least in terms of Lotta's testimony, is just pretty much like her trying to protest about being whipped by Francisca, and it only for the judge to be like, "Hey, look, if we're all getting whipped, you're getting whipped as well here too, all right? What are you gonna do? Sue us?"
And honestly, okay, as for Francisca, at first I will admit she did make me laugh. She did make me laugh the first time, but after a while, the whips started to get very repetitive, and I was sitting here going, "Here we go again."
Yeah, I pretty much like this is gonna be the main gimmick of Francisca for like most of the appearance that she does appear, because. Pretty much like I said, she is actually a recurring character. Those that have seen, like, the no commentary walkthroughs I've done of Ace Attorney so far, pretty much already knows that, like, she is a recurring character throughout the series and such. But pretty much, like, this is only just, like, her first appearance so far, so So pretty much, who knows? Maybe like the latter trial, or maybe like the latter cases and everything might make her improve a little bit. But I do know that like yeah, in terms of like the Ace Attorney fans, pretty much it is safe to assume that like she is very much like split among the fans and such. Like there are some that like don't mind her all
Hello.
too much and everything, and but there are also others that do admit that like yeah, in terms of like prosecutors and in terms of like just overall like character development and everything, they do admit that like Francisca can't come off as like not so much as weak, but just much as like a bland kind of like a lackluster character when compared to like the other prosecutors we've seen so far.
Yeah, honestly, I will admit, I think Edgeworth is a much better prosecutor than she is.
Yeah, and
Because
honestly, okay, actually, go right ahead, Barney. Go ahead and finish your thoughts first.
because honestly, as Edgeworth. So what the fuck? I can't speak.
Take your time.
Edgeworth was such a wonderful character.
Mm-hmm.
He may not had a gimmick when he was the prosecutor, but at least there was some character to him.
He
may not have
like
a
pretty much
gimmick.
even like throughout the first game, you could definitely seen that character growth, like pretty much showing as the first game came on, as the first game started and such. And yeah, like from what I understand, I don't think Francisco was like a last minute like thought, but pretty much in terms of like when Capcom started like developing like Justice for All and everything. Originally, they were gonna make Edgeworth come back as the main prosecutor and such, but when Capcom like slowly found out that like Edgeworth was like getting super popular with the fans and everything, they quickly decided, you know what, it wouldn't make sense, and it definitely would not be good on his character if he just loses to Phoenix every single time. So pretty much they decided, okay, you know what, for every new Ace Attorney game, we're gonna make a new prosecutor and such, starting with Francisca Farkarma herself and everything. And pretty much like yeah, that's how Francisca came to be about, because like pretty much because like they didn't want to overuse Edgeworth to death and such, and pretty much have him lose to Phoenix almost every single time they work on a case together.
Yeah, and honestly, considering Edgeworth's character, it wouldn't make sense for him to go back to a place he'd been defeated before. It wouldn't make sense at all.
Yeah, pretty much.
And yeah, so yeah, this first trial was kind of meh, to be completely honest.
Alrighty. Honestly, like that's perfectly understandable, because like yeah, like I said, in terms of the first trial and everything, like it's fine for what it is. Like it's pretty much fine to set for like setting up what we already know, and pretty much setting up for like what's going to be happening with the second day of trial and such. But in terms of like all the other first cases that like we've played up until this point and everything, it is definitely the weakest in terms of like pretty much like yeah, if I was to rank them just based on like first day trials alone and everything, it would definitely be up there with, I say, let's see, what comes close second. I would say it would probably be close to like at least like the first part of the yeah, honestly, it will come to like it will come close to the first part of the first day trial of Rise from the Ashes with Angel Star and such. But with Dame again and everything, Dame again, like like pretty much Dame again pretty much saved the first day trial and such for being like really terrible and such. But even then, everything, like like I said, like the first day trial in here, like it's still not all that bad. Like I don't really hate all that much, but I do agree that like pretty much it is very lackluster and such, for lack of a better word.
Yeah. But yeah, honestly, overall, yeah, it was the trial was met, but the character interactions were great.
Pretty much they were and such. Pretty much like I said, like pretty much like Lotta's first testimony and such, especially with like Phoenix trying so hard and everything to not sound like he pretty much he was there with Lotta the entire time and everything, and even going so far as to acting. Like, so let me get this straight. This Mr. Lawyer broke the door down, right? And everything. I like, like pretty much like sometimes you have to say like, Phoenix, do you really think that was gonna work? Like seriously.
Yeah, but yeah, honestly, I do have some mixed feelings on Francisca, and of course, obviously, she's gonna be the main prosecutor for this game.
Pretty much, yeah.
And let me tell you right now, I am not looking forward to the other cases because, like I said, the whip made me laugh the first time. She's one of those where her gimmick is funny the first time, but after she keeps overusing it, it starts to lose the comedic aspect.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I pretty much understand where you're coming from on that part and such. So, but pretty much like I said, like we still have other cases left to go. So, pretty much we'll wait and see by the end of once we get to the final case, and we'll pretty much give our final thoughts on what we thought of Francisca as a whole and such, and how does she compare to the other to the other main prosecutor, which was Edgeworth in the last game and such. But yeah, folks. So pretty much this will be the end of the tonight's session of Justice for All. Like I said, going to be a very short session. But fret not. Next time when we come back, whether it be next week or the week after, we're gonna go ahead and pretty much take a look at the second day investigation. Which, like I said, that's another one where it is pretty long and such. But thankfully it's not too long, or at least it's not as long as it was for the first day. But it will still take you about close to an hour and such if you were to do this on your own and everything. So pretty much depending on how everything goes, there might be another case where there might be another investigation where we might finish it up at around the 2-hour mark, or maybe even closer to the 2-hour mark, maybe an hour and a half and such. And then pretty much after that, we just got the last 2 parts of the trial, and then we're all done with Reunion and Turnabout. So anyway, guys, this has been Sakura Diesel saying thank you all so much for watching. If you guys have enjoyed this live stream of Justice for All, don't forget to hit that like button. If you guys want to see more sessions of Justice for All or any of your other favorite games, hit that subscribe button as well. Speaking of games, don't forget, if you guys got any games you want me to try out, you can list them either in the comments on YouTube or on my Facebook page. And if you guys like movie and TV show reviews, check out my main channel where I mostly do that. Or check them out on Barney's co-op channel, Review Bros, where we review movie, TV shows, books, and music together. But anyway, guys, I pretty much... okay, actually, yeah, go ahead, Barney, you first. Anything you want?
No, you're go ahead and say... you can go ahead and talk about the announcement that just went live on...
Yeah, so pretty much, we also posted a little update on our Review Bros co-op. We have pretty much the Wiggly Wiggly podcast is still being edited as we speak, so that new episode will be popping up real soon. We also got another new TV show for us to review. That's actually not Thomas for once. Pretty much we're still in the middle of writing a script for that review and such. And once we get done, we'll go ahead and record the audio, edit it, and pretty much send it off whenever it's ready to be sent off. So look forward to that.
And there's one more every episode review video.
Yes.
It's still in the very early stages. Very earliest stages. We just started pre-production on it.
We did.
What's it gonna be? Well,
you'll have to find out soon enough.
Put zipper on the mouth. Close his mouth with a zipper.
Yep.
But yeah.
But anyway, guys, and pretty much, also don't forget to check out Barney's and ESM channels. I'll make sure to put the links in the description below. But anyway, guys, this has been Sakura Diesel with my 2 good friends.
Bonnie, also known as OT7.
And our sleepy boy, ESM. So anyway, guys, thank you so much for joining us on Justice for All. We'll keep you guys updated and everything on when the next stream is about to go live. So until then, take care, everybody, and bye-bye.
Bye, folks.